Hi everybody, this is Algebra 2, Lesson 61. In this lesson we're going to cover chemical mixture problems type B. Alright, so our first example problem, how much water must be evaporated from 100 gallons of a 10% brine solution to get a 40% brine solution? Alright, so this is a little different than the ones we've done before. Now there's two ways we can do this. We can work with the water amounts or we can work with the salt amounts. And we need to remember when we have 10% brine, that's going to be 10% salt and 90% water, okay? And when we get to our 40, that's going to be 40 is salt and 60% water, okay? We need to remember that. All right, so the basics of this is going to be, we're going to start off with water, and then we're going to subtract the amount that evaporated, and the amount of water that we have left will be the water minus the amount that was evaporated, okay? So our water is going to be 100 gallons minus the amount that evaporated, and that's going to equal 100 gallons minus the amount that evaporated. Now we have to multiply these times our percents. So right here, we're working with the water on this one, okay? So that means we have 90% water. So we're going to do 0.9 times 100, right? Minus the amount that evaporated equals, now we're going to have 60% water left. So 0.6 times 100 minus the amount that evaporated. Okay, the most important part about this is right here, that this whole thing on the second side right here, our final amount of water is going to be in parentheses. So right here, we're just going to do our 100.9 and we get 90 minus the amount that evaporated equals 0.6 times 100. We have to rainbow this side, so we would have 60 minus 0.6e, okay, because we have to multiply it there as well. All right, so now we're going to do, let's do plus 1e right here on both sides. So we would have positive 1 minus 0.6. That's going to leave us with 90 equals 60 plus 0.4e. All right, subtract the 60. And we're going to get 30 equals 0.4e. Now we just divide by 0.4. So if we did, say, 30 divided by 0.4, 7 times 4 is 28, 5 times 4 is 20, so that'd be 75. So the amount that evaporated equals 75 gallons. Now, if we wanted to use the salt in this, we could do the same equation using salt, okay? So we're going to have our water minus the amount that evaporated. Well, actually, it would be salt, okay? So the amount of that evaporated equals minus the amount evaporated. All right, same as before, but this part's in parentheses, our second half. All right, so our salt would be, we've got 100 gallons of our solution minus the amount that evaporated equals 100 minus E, same as that on the other side. All right, so now we need to multiply it. So our salt, it's 10% salt, so that'd be 0.1 times 100. Now, how much salt evaporated? 0. So minus 0 times E, because salt doesn't evaporate. All right, equals, our solution is going to be 40%, so we're going to say 0.4 times 100 minus E. Okay, this would be 10. Minus 0 times E would be just 0. Now we need to rainbow this side, so that'd be 40 minus 0.4E. All right, so then we're going to subtract this 40 right here. And we get negative 30 equals negative 0.4E. Divide by negative 0.4. And we're going to get E equals and these negatives would cancel each other, so it's the same as this right here. 0.4 into 30 would be 75. So same exact answer, 75 gallons. You could do it either way. Just remember, if you're using the water, you got to say, okay, 40% salt means I have 60% water, or 10% salt means I have 90% water. If you're using the salt, you have to remember that no salt evaporated, so that would be 0. All right, let's try another example. When Frank and Mark finished milking, they found that they had 900 pounds of milk. That was 2% butterfat. How much butterfat did they have to add to raise the butterfat content to 8%? Whole milk is a mixture of milk and butterfat. All right, so on this one, we're going to have some milk plus butterfat equals the amount of milk plus the butterfat. All right, so our milk would be 900 gallons plus our butterfat is going to equal the total amount of 900 plus whatever butterfat we added. Okay. Now we're going to multiply it times our percent. So we're starting with 2%, and we're going to end up with 8%. So we're going to say 0.2 times 900 plus the amount of butterfat that we added is going to equal, oops, that's not 0.2, that's 0.02, because you have to move it back. Boom. All right, and then 0.08 times 900 plus B. All right, 0.2, 9 times 2 is 18 plus B equals, 9 times 8 is 72 plus 0.08 B. So I rainbowed that there, okay. All right, and now we're going to put these B's together, so we're going to subtract 0.08 B from both of those. 1, take away 0.08, that'd be like if you have $1, subtract 8 cents, you're going to get 0.92 B. That'd be 18. That would be positive, equals 72. Now we're going to subtract our 18. And we're going to get 0.92B equals 8 4 is 12, 6 minus 1 is 54. So then we just got to divide by 0.92. So we've got 54 divided by 0.92. And that would be, let's do 5 times 2 is 10. 9 times 5 is 45, 46. 0. 6 and 8 is 14. Bring down the 0. Let's try 8 times 2 is 16. Times 8 is 72, 73. 4, 6, 64. Add a 0. We'll say 6 times 2 is 12. 6 times 9 is 54, 55. 8, 88. Okay, so that's going to round up to 58.7 pounds. That's the answer to that one. All right, let's try another example. Virginia and Campbell had 100 kilograms of 20% glycerin solution. How much of the 40% solution should they add to get a solution that is 35%? All right, this is kind of a little bit closer to the pouring ones. All right, so we're going to have our glycerin solution plus the amount we poured in is going to equal the glycerin solution plus the amount we poured in, okay? All right, so our glycerin solution is 100 plus our pouring amount is going to equal a total of 100 plus the pouring amount. All right, so our 100 is 20%, so we're going to say 0.2 times 100. That's what we started with. Plus our pouring amount, the amount we poured in is going to be 40%. So whatever we pour in is 40%. So that'd be 0.4 times our pouring amount equals, and then our final amount is 35%. So 0.35 times 100 plus P. Okay. All right, so this one's 20 plus 0.4 P equals, now we're rainbow, 35 plus 0.35 P. All right, so I'm going to subtract right here. .4 minus 0.35 is going to be 0.05 P equals 35. Now we'll subtract this 20. And we get 0.05 P equals 15. And now we just divide. So 15 divided by 0.05. Move that twice. 3 times 5 is 15. Bring up my zeros, 300. So the amount we had to pour in is going to be 300 kilograms. All right, and there's the answer to that one. These aren't very hard. You just got to kind of pay attention to what you're doing. All right, go ahead and work the practice problems, and then I'll come back and work them for you. All right, so there's only one practice problem. Hopefully you paused the video and worked it. Now let's see if you got it right. All right, how much water must be evaporated from 400 gallons of 15% saline solution to get a 40% saline solution? Okay, I'm going to work this using water. And so that means my 15% saline solution is 15% salt and 85% water. Okay, I'm going to end up with 40% salt and 60% water. All right, so I'm going to work this using my water equation. And I'm going to have the amount that I started with minus what evaporated. And that's going to equal my water minus what evaporated. All right, so my water amount is 400 gallons. Minus E equals 400 minus E. Okay, so my 400 is 15% saline solution. That means I've got 85% water. So I'm going to say 0.85 times 400 minus what evaporated is going to equal, my ending is going to be 60% water. So 0.6 times 400 minus E. Okay, so 0.85 times 400. 8 times 4 is 32, 33, 34. Move my decimal over 2, 300. Is that a 4 or 5? What did I do? 4 times 5 is 20. 8 times 4 is 32, 33, 34. Yeah, that should be a 4. 340 minus E equals, and I'm going to say 6 times 4 is 24. Let's see. .240 minus 0.6 E. All right, I'm going to add no, I'm going to add 1 E right here. 1 take away 0.6 will be 0.4. So I've got 340 equals 240 plus 0.4 E. Now do 240. And that will be 100 equals 0.4 E. Now I'm going to divide by 0.4. And I would do 100 divided by 0.4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 5 is 20. Bring up the 0. So my answer should be 250. Yep, that is correct. 250 gallons. All right, so on these, just pay attention and make sure that you have that second amount in parentheses there and that you rainbow that multiplication. All right, that's it for this lesson. Thanks for watching.